Namaste. Today I'm going to read Book 11, Chapter 13 on the greatness of Bhasma in the Maha Devi Bhagavatam. Om Vakratuna Mahakaya. Koti Surya Samam. Hari Om Tat Sat. Narayana said, O best of the Munis, what shall I describe to you the effects of using the bhasma? Only applying the ashes take away the Maha Patakas, great sins, as well as other minor sins of the devotee. I speak this truly, very truly unto you. Now hear the fruits of using simply the ashes. By using bhasma, the knowledge of Brahma comes to the yatis. The desires of enjoyments are eradicated. The improvement is felt in all the virtuous actions of the householders and the studies of the Vedas and other sastras of the brahmacharis get their increase. The Sudras get merits in using bhasmas, and the sins and others are destroyed. To besmear the body with ashes and to apply the curved tripundras is the source of good to all beings. The Shruti says so, that this implies the performance of sacrifices by all. It also by all is also asserted in the Shrutis. To apply ashes to the whole of the body and to use tripundra is common to all the religions. It has nothing in principle contradictory to others. So the Shruti says, this tripundra and the besmearing with ashes is the special mark of the devotees of Shiva. This again is asserted in the Shruti. This bhasma and the tripundra are the special marks by which one is characterized. It is said so in the Vedic Shruti. Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, Indra, Hiranyagarbha and their avatars, Varuna and the whole host of the Devas all gladly use this tripundra and ashes. Durga, Lakshmi and Saraswati, etc., all the wives of the gods daily anoint their bodies with ashes and use the tripundras. So even the yakshas, rakshasas, gandharvas, siddhas, vidyadharas and the munis have applied bhasma and tripundra. This holding on of ashes is not prohibited to anybody. The brahmanas, kshatriyas, vaishyas, sudras, mixed castes and the vile classes all can use this bhasma and tripundra. O Narada, in my opinion, they only are the sadhus, saints, who use this tripundra and besmear their bodies with ashes. In seducing this lady Mukti, liberation is personified here as a lady. One is to have this gem of Shivalingam, the five-lettered mantra, Namah Shivaya, as the loving principle and holding on the ashes as the charming medicine, as in seducing an ordinary woman. Gems, jewels and ornaments, love and charming medicines are necessary. O Narada, know the place where the person who has besmeared the holy with ashes and who has used tripundra takes his food, as where Shankara and Shankari have taken their food together. Even if anybody himself, not using the bhasma, follows another who has used the bhasma, he will be soon honored in the society, even if he be a sinner. What more than this? If anybody himself, not using the ashes, praises another who uses the bhasma, he is freed from all his sins and gets soon honor and respect in the society. All the studies of the Vedas come to him, though he has not studied the Vedas. All the fruits of hearing the Shrutis and the Puranas come to him, though he has not heard them. All the fruits of practiced dharma come to him, though he has not practiced any. If he always uses this tripundra on his forehead and gives food to a beggar who uses tripundra on his forehead, even in countries as Bihar, Kikata, etc., they have got a bad name. If there be a single man in the whole country whose body is besmeared with ashes and who uses this tripundra, that is considered then as Kashi, Benares city. Anybody of a bad or of a good character, be he a yogi or a sinner using bhasma, is worshipped like my son, Brahma, O Narada. Even if an hypocrite uses bhasma, he will have a good future, which cannot be attained even by performing hundreds of sacrifices. If anybody uses bhasma daily, either through good companion or through neglect, he will be entitled, like me, to the highest worship, O Narada. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Parvati, Lakshmi, Saraswati, and all the other devas become satisfied with simply holding on this bhasma. The merits that are obtained by using only the tripundra cannot be obtained by gifts, sacrifices, severe austerities, and going to sacred places of pilgrimages. They cannot give 1/16th part of the result that accrues from holding the tripundra, as a king recognizes a person as his own, whom he has given some object of recognition, so Bhagavan Shankara knows the man who uses tripundras as his own person. Then that they that hold tripundras with devotion can have Bholanath under their control. No distinction is made here between the Brahmanas and Chandalas. Even if anybody be fallen from the state of observing all the acharas or rules of conduct proper to his ashrama, and if he be faulty in not attending to all his duties, he will be mukta, freed, if he has used even once this bhasma tripundra. Never bother yourself with the caste or the family of the holder of the tripundras. Only see whether the sign tripundra exists on his forehead. If so, consider him entitled to respect. O Narada, there is no mantra higher than this Shiva mantra. There is no deity higher than Shiva. There is no worship of greater merit, giving powers than the worship of Shiva. So there is no tirtha superior to this bhasma. This bhasma is not an ordinary thing. It is the excellent energy, semen virile, of fire, of the nature of Rudra. All sorts of troubles vanish. All sorts of sins are destroyed by this bhasma. The country where the lowest caste reside, with their bodies besmeared with ashes, is inhabited always by Bhagavan Shankara, Bhagavati Uma, the Pramatas, the attendants of Shiva, and by all the Tirthas. Bhagavan Shankara first of all held this bhasma as an ornament to his body by purifying it first with Sadyojata, etc., the 5 mantras. Therefore, if anybody uses the bhasma tripundra according to rules on his forehead, the writings written at the time of his birth by Vidyata Brahma will all be cancelled. If they had been bad, there is no doubt in this. Here ends the 13th chapter of the 11th book on the greatness of bhasma in the Mahapuranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Ved Vyasa. Jayanti Mangalakari Bhadrakali. Into your Mata Chavitata. Hari Om Tat Sat.